All right, first off, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach, Wamalak Yahushai. It's all praise and honor to the Most High God through His Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, right? And of course, the Holy Spirit, man. Right, this one is called Riches Don't Mean You Are Blessed by the Most High, right? Something that I feel like is important to go through with Israel, right? Because a lot of times, a lot of folly gets caught up in Israel's mind, you know, especially when they're coming out of Christianity or still stuck in Christianity. A lot of times Israel think being broke means the Lord not dealing with you, and being rich means the Lord is dealing with you, right? So the Lord doesn't care about monetary things, right? The Lord can make you rich or the Lord can make you poor, but either one doesn't necessarily mean the Lord is or isn't dealing with you, right? And riches damn sure don't mean that the Lord is dealing with you. I'm gonna open up with this precept right quick in First Samuel, right? It's the book of First Samuel, chapter 2, in verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive; he bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich; he bringeth low and lifteth up. Right? So the Lord killeth and maketh alive, right? He maketh poor and maketh rich. Right? So you could be poor and the Lord literally be dealing with you on a high level. And you could be broke and you could be rich and the Lord not dealing with you at all. Right? Because the devil can bless you with riches. Right? Satan can bless you with riches. Right? And a lot of our people, they're caught up in that. Right? They're being blessed by Satan with riches, and they have no idea that Satan is blessing them with riches. They have no idea those things. Right? They kind of just, shalom, they kind of just continuing on their day thinking that they're blessed. And the Lord bless me. The Lord, the Lord helped me get this nice house. The Lord help me. No, it doesn't have to always be the Lord. It can be Satan. Satan has the power to bless you. Right? Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 4. Right? Satan has the power to bless you. So just because you have money, rich, or monetary things does not mean that the Most High is actually dealing with you on that level. Now, the Most High is dealing with everybody, but it doesn't mean it's the Most High blessing you. Right? It can literally be Satan blessing you because you're worshiping him without even knowing it. Right? It's the book of Luke, chapter 4 and verse 4. Right? And Yahweh shall answer them, saying, right, let me read 3 for the context. Read 2. Being 40 days tempted of the devil, and in those days did he eat nothing. And when they were ended, he afterward hungered. And the devil said unto him, If thou be the Son of the Most High, command this stone that it be made to bread. And Yahweh shall answer them, saying, It is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High. And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world, and in a moment time. And the devil said unto him, All this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and whomsoever I will give it. If thou wilt worship me, all shall be thine. And that's plain, right? That's literally Satan telling you what? Hey, I can bless you if you worship me. And a lot of our people, they're being worshiped. Shalom, King. They're being worshiped they're being blessed by Satan for worshiping them, man. They're still doing wicked things, right? And that's worshiping Satan, right? They're still into all kind of madness and folly. That's worshiping Satan. Still into adultery, still breaking the Sabbath day, right? That's worshiping Satan, because there is no in between, right? You can't serve the Most High and serve the Lord. You can only serve both. You can only serve one. Salakia. You can't serve both. You can only serve one, man, right? And a lot of people, they thinking that they're serving the Lord because they have money and they're blessed by monetary things. That doesn't make sense. And some people, they think the Lord is not dealing with them because they're always struggling. And that's not so either, right? Your finances and how you live financially does not dictate how the Lord is dealing with you, right? If being poor, right, means that the Lord's not dealing with you, then why did Tobit say this to his son? It's the book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 21. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor, for thou hast much wealth, if thou fear the Most High, and depart from all sin, and do that which is pleasing in his sight. He said, thou hast much wealth if thou depart from sin, and do what is pleasing from the Most High, right? Literally, he said, fear not that we are poor, man. So being poor doesn't mean the Lord's not dealing with you. The same way being rich doesn't mean that the Lord is dealing with you. One of the biggest problems with Eve, right, is she has a lot of security in this kingdom in her finances. Eve can go get a nice paying job, right, without any problems, right? Eve can whatever, man, right? And a lot of times she allows her security and her finances to dictate how she serves the Lord or the fear she has in the Lord. Because her bank account is stable right now, she doesn't know that she has to lean on the Lord, right? And a lot of times it causes them not to have the real fear in the Lord that they should have, right? But it's not so, right? Let's get another precept on that, right? The Lord gave you those riches and the Lord could take it away, man. Right? The Lord give it, the Lord take it away, right? Let me get that, right? This is the book, real quick, of Sirach, classic precept, but it's necessary to be brought out. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 2, right? And verse 4. And it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state, right? So you could be rich and the Lord change you to a lower state when you come into this truth. It's people that lose riches coming into the truth. They lose their job, right? They lose security. They lose a lot of different things coming into the truth, being brought into a lower state. So being literally rich does not dictate if the Lord is blessing you or not. And being poor doesn't dictate if the Lord is not dealing with you or not, man. You can't say, well, I don't got no money. Well, yeah, it's a Jake in the world that'll say that. Look at you, you broke. You telling me God is dealing with you? It's a Jake in the world that'll say that, man. It's an Eve in the world that'll say that, man. Right? Let's get this in Job real quick. Right? It's the book of Job, chapter 1. Right? Job had everything taken from him, man. It didn't mean that the Lord wasn't dealing with Job. Right? This is the book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 21. And said, naked came I out my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord have taken away. Blessed be the name of the Most High. Right? So he understood, man. The Lord gave, and the Lord taketh away. Right? So just because you're poor doesn't mean the Lord's not dealing with you. Just because you're struggling to pay bills constantly, you can't understand, why am I always in a struggle? Why am I always in a financial bind? Why do I never have no money? I try to get a savings account, dust in there, got closed out. I said I didn't keep enough in there for the savings account to stay open, right? All kind of things happen, man. And all of a sudden you think it's the Lord ain't dealing with you. That's not it. And then you got the flip side. You got people who have all these finances, all this money. They don't have issues with money. And they believe what? That the Lord is dealing with them. And it's not so, right? Let's go to the book of Luke. Right, real quick. It's the book of Luke, chapter 12, right? And I'm going to start at verse 13. And one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother that he divide the inheritance with me. This is a parable. And he said unto him, man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. For a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of things which he possesseth. Right? So what? What you possess literally has nothing to do, right, with what the Lord is giving you. It has nothing to do with your life. It don't consist of what you possess, man. It says what? And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which thou hast provided? And that's playing upon tables, man. Right? You didn't gave up everything you can to get all this money. You done broke the Sabbath day, right? You done had a covetous spirit, man. Right? You done did all these various different things to ascertain these riches, right? And the Lord gonna say, thou fool, man, thy soul is required of thee. Then who's gonna have those riches? Who's gonna spend those riches, man? Right? Let's get this in the book of Ecclesiastes, right? We can't be so caught up in believing that riches mean anything to do with profit, godliness, man. Let's get this real quick, right? This is the book, right, of See where I want to go. Man, it's kind of all over this place, but I'm gonna go right here to Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 1. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and it is common among men. A man to whom Yahweh hath given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wanted nothing for his soul of all that he desired. Yet the Most High giveth him not power to eat thereof, but a stranger eateth it. This is vanity, and it is an evil disease, man. And that's exactly what happened in the parable in Luke, man. Right? You did all this to get these damn riches. And what? Somebody else is going to eat thereof, man. Why? Because, hey, that's not what was important. That's not godliness. You didn't seek out the true riches, man. You sought out the riches of the world, right? So like you, right? You sought out the riches of the world. Let's get another precept. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, right? It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 28. It says, he that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch, man. And a lot of people, what? They trust in their riches. Hey, their riches is what they think that's going to secure them. Like I said, you have a lot of people, they find security in the riches that they have, right? They don't have trust in the Lord. Their trust is not actually in the Lord. It's literally in their riches. And that's why so many broke people, even in Christianity, so many broke people, what? They usually have high faith, man. Because they be like, I don't know where it's going to come from, Lord. But you've done it before. You're going to do it again. Right? They have nowhere else to lean but on the Lord, on a whim, on a miracle, and a prayer, man. So a lot of times, those people are the ones that the Lord is really, 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 really building with, man. Because they already have that zeal to know, hey, if nobody else can do it for me but the Lord. A lot of times, rich men don't have that understanding. Right? Let's get this in Matthew. Classic precept as well. Rich men don't have that understanding. They don't have the understanding of, man, I don't know how it's going to be done. The Lord going to do it, though. They don't have that type of faith because they don't truly believe they have to lean on the Lord. So be careful of having security of riches, man. A lot of people have that, man, that I got a saved spirit. There's nothing wrong with saving. I'm not saying that. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't make it your God, where your bank account means more to you than serving the Lord. Don't make it that. Because literally, hey, riches verily profiteth in the day of wrath. We're going to get that as well, man. Right? Let's get this first in the book of Matthew chapter 6 and verse 19. And it says what? Lay not up. Matter of fact, let's read the story. Let's go to the story real quick before we read this. Let's go to Matthew 19 and 16. Let's go to the account. Classic. It's the book of Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, good master, what good things shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. And he said unto him, which? Yahweh said, thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt commit no adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, that thou shalt, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Yahweh said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell what thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. And that's the biggest thing, man, biggest problem. Yeah, the man obviously was lacking charity, but nonetheless, you see what happens. When it comes down to giving up those riches, he have not the spirit, he have not the trust, he have not the belief, because he was actually satisfied with the riches in the kingdom he was in. His question was, how do I inherit eternal life? Well, he was given the answer, man. He didn't truly want eternal life because he was satisfied with the life he had here due to the fact that he had good riches, man. And that's what happens. You get security here behind your bank account, right? And you literally are satisfied, right? Now you're not really worried about what you got to do to get eternal life. You're not worried about having that true fear for the Most High because you're actually satisfied in Babylon. You don't have that I hate it here spirit, man. Why? Because you're comfortable. You don't have the I hate it here spirit. Why? because you can go take a vacation when you want to, right? You don't have that I hate it here spirit. Why? Because you're not worried about how you're going to pay the next bill, right? You're not worried about those things. So you don't have the I hate it here spirit, and you're not willing to do all that it takes to get the kingdom. Versus another man who never gets to take a vacation, doesn't know what a vacation is, never left the country, never left. Some people never left their state, man. Some people never left their city, man. Doesn't know how he's going to pay his bills. Doesn't know how he's going to put food on the table sometimes, but he's working all the time. That man is gonna do whatever it takes to get the kingdom. That man is literally the man that what? Knows he got to lean on the Lord for things, man. That man is the man that's going to hate it here, man. There's a separation, right? And a lot of times, a lot of our people that have riches, they don't have that same zeal and that same love for the Lord, right? Let's go to Matthew 6, because it said what? It said what? It says how? It says, and behold, one came unto me and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do to inherit eternal life? Well, how do you do that? Let's go to Matthew chapter 6, right? In verse 19. First, I'm going to get that first. Then we'll read down. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon the earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, man. And that's kind of playing upon tables, man. Right? Hey, you're supposed to be trying to build the treasures in heaven, not the treasures here. And so many people do what? They build the treasures here. They don't worry about the treasures in heaven. And then they get comfortable here, right? Let's get a precept to go with that before we read down. Let's go to Proverbs again. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 7. And it says, there is that maketh himself rich, yet have nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet have great riches. What is that talking about, man? What is the great riches? Faith, right? Fear for the Lord, and inherently the kingdom, man. Right? And how does he make himself poor? One, poor people are extremely meek and lowly, most of them, right? And what else? He's literally more satisfied and more worried about building the riches in the kingdom. He's not spending his days, his Sabbath days, doing whatever to make money. He's spending his Sabbath days here in the scriptures. He's spending his Sabbath days on the highways and hedges, getting the bloods off his hands, man. Getting the blood off his hands, right? Getting the sin blotted out by converting a sinner, right? And he has great riches for such a thing, man. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 6. Let's jump to 33. It says what? Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added. So that's the first thing we should be seeking after. Not your damn money, man. Not your paperbacks, not the dollars, right? Not the fat bank account, not the damn savings account. That's not what we should be seeking. We should be seeking the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness. And this whole video is predicated really upon one precept, and we haven't even got it yet, man. Right? Let's go here and get it first. Let's go to it. 1 Timothy. Right? It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 5. It says, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself, man. Right? That's the point, man. A lot of people with corrupt minds believe that gain is godliness. Because I got a big bank account, because I got a good job, because I got all this money, so on and so forth. The Lord is dealing with me. The Lord is speaking to me. The Lord told me, he told me to go ahead and have that on the Sabbath day. And I brought in a lot of money. Brother, that wasn't the Lord, brother. The Lord has given no man license to sin. Brother, that was Satan. And because you don't truly know the Lord, you fell into that trap. And now you think that little money you got was of the Lord. Right? And it says what? But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing else. That's plain upon table, man. Godliness, right? With contentment. Understand what's godliness, man? Let's get that word. Let's pull that word up real quick and see what it goes into. Right? Bear with me. Let me pull it up. Right? Oh, Shalaki, I forgot to share my screen. Let me share my screen. Bear with me. Pull that word up. Let's see what it goes into. I've never even looked at it before, so let's see what it goes into. Right? Right, Lord willing, brothers and sisters can see my screen. Right? Right? It says what? Where we at? Right here, 6 and 6. Let's go to it. Let's play the word.
Strong's G 2150. Eusebia. Eusebia.
Right? It says reverence, respect, piety towards God, godliness. Let's go to this word piety real quick. It says what? The quality of being religious or reverent. So being reverent towards the Most High, right? A person that is reverent to the Most High is doing what? And they keeping the commandments. A person that is reverent to the Most High, they doing what? They seeking the Lord diligently in his face, man. Right? That's great game, man. To have great reverence unto the Most High, that's great game, right? A person that has reverence unto the Most High, and they know that they're dirty. They're a filthy rat. That they need to do everything they can to be cleansed of the Lord and his word, man. Be cleansed by the Lord and his word. So let me make sure I word it the right way. And it says what? I'm gonna read on. So go back to 1 Timothy chapter 6, right? And verse number 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. That's mean right there, man. I'm gonna read that again. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition, man. So yeah, man, just because you got money don't mean you're blessed by the Most High. Most of the time, man, it's not the Most High. Because a lot of people, to get riches, they have to break the Lord's commandments. And they don't have that true reverence for the Most High. That's why it says this in the book of Revelation. Let's get this. Right? Don't listen to your damn pastor saying if you sow into his collection plate, you're going to be rich. Looking for riches, man. The Lord's not looking for that, man. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, right? And verse number 17. And it says, because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing, right? So that rich and increase with goods is talking about finances, right? Let's see what it says. And knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. So how are you rich and poor at the same time? Right? Because it's a separation between the poor and the rich that it's talking about. That rich at the top is literally dealing with you being rich, having goods, having things, having money. But that poor is talking about spiritualness. You don't have that. You're not rich in spirit, man. You're not rich because you don't truly reverence the Lord. You're blind, right? You have no idea that you're dirty, you're filthy, that you need to be cleaned up. You naked, which means you're ashamed. That's why it says this. Let's get this real quick in Revelation. You naked, so that means you're ashamed, man. Right? It says what? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 16, right? In verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. Right? What are you watching? You're watching your spirit. And you keep your garments by watching your spirit. Your garments represent what? Your righteousness, man. Right? Let's get that as well. Prove it before we read on. Right? It's the book of Sirach. Right? Bring it out. This is the book of Sirach 27 and verse 8. If thou followest righteousness, thou shalt obtain her and put her on as a glorious long robe. Right? So what? That raiment, that the keeping the garments is what? Keeping your righteousness. So let's read it again. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth. What? Meaning you watching your spirit, right? Continuously making sure that you're not, falling by and by, right? And keepeth his garments, his righteousness, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. So you in shame. You in sin and you in shame and you filthy. That monetary gain to take over your mind. You don't have no idea that you unclean, man. Right? Another precept. Let's go to 1 Kings. Right? This ain't gonna be too long. I'm gonna get a couple more. Get ready to wind down, man. Through the spirit. Right? Just want to go through this. I think it's a very important thing for Israel to understand, man. Right? That literally what? Just because you have riches don't mean you blessed by the Most High. And just because, right, you don't have money and you struggle don't mean the Most High not dealing with you, man. Don't be fooled by that, man. Hey, man, I ain't got a lot of money, man. Hey, man, I struggle, man. Hey, man, sometimes I don't know how things are gonna get paid, man. Lord and Lord willing, the Lord is walking with me, man. I'm walking with the Lord willing, man. Right? This is the book of 1 Kings. Chapter 3, right? Hey, look, man, I'm gonna tell you this. It's people in this world, man, that's in this walk that I promise you, money is the last thing they dealing with. It's brothers and sisters that have ailments, man. They have literal ailments, man, and it's bad, man. And they still walking with the Lord, man. So don't let your finances make you believe that the Lord not with you, man. Because there's people that have serious ailments, man. And that's hard, man. It's hard to have a serious ailment and pain every single day and you still walking with the Lord, man. So don't let the fact that you don't have any, you don't have the finances you would like to have fool you into believing, hey, that the Lord ain't with you, man. Right? Hey, well, look, if you want to, don't come on here with that folly, man. We're not dealing with that. You can get up out of here, bro. You get blocked for that. Don't come in here talking about God is fake. You can just keep it moving, right? All right, so this is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 3, right, in verse number 11. And it says what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna read verse 7. And now the Most High, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David, my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for the multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great people? And the speech pleased the Most High, that Solomon had asked this thing. And the Most High said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and has not asked for thyself long life, neither has asked riches for thyself, nor has asked the life of thine enemies, but has asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, never after thee shall any arise like unto thee. And that's fire. That's proof right there. Hey, the Lord told Solomon, what shall I give you, man, for my servant David, your father, man? And Solomon asked for an understanding heart, and it pleased the Lord. That's what we should be looking for. That's what pleases the Lord, not your damn bank account you got, man. The Lord don't give a damn about the 10 stacks in your account, the 15, 20, 30, 40, 100,000. I don't care what it is, man. The Lord don't care about that, man. Are you seeking after the Lord with a pure heart? Seeking for understanding of what is good and what is bad unto the Lord? Are you seeking to the Lord for judgment? These are the people that the Lord is going to bless, man. And a blessing doesn't mean finances, man. Blessing means, hey, the angels encamp around about you, man, because you fear the Most High. Blessings means you shall fear no evil thing because the Lord is with you, because you walking with the Lord, man. The true riches, Salaki, the true riches is wisdom, man. Right, and that's a good precept. That's a good precept right there. Sirach 11:18. There is that where waxes rich by his wariness and pension, and this is the portion of his reward, man. Right, that's a good precept right there, man. Right, I was about to go somewhere, Salakia. Kind of lost the train of my thought because that was a good precept, man. Salakia, it's gonna come back to me. Con. Back in Proverbs, man. I was gonna go to this. Right? Book of Proverbs, chapter 3. Classic again, man. Right? You should be seeking the wisdom of the Lord, man. That's what you should be seeking. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, right? And verse number 13. And it says, For now should I have, is that Proverbs? I'm in Job. Like it. Bear with me. Going off. Right? The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and verse 13. And it reads, Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding, for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and in all things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Right? It says what? Length of days are in her right hand, and in the left hand riches and honor. Right? So everything is in wisdom. You should be seeking wisdom, and the people the Lord gives wisdom unto, those are the people. Those are the people the Lord is blessing, man. The people that obtain wisdom, man. That's the people the Lord is blessing, not your damn financial gain, man. Let's go to the book of Job real quick. Chapter 36 chapter. Right? It's the book of Job, chapter 36 and verse 19. Matter of fact, I'm going to read up to verse 17. But thou hast fulfilled the judgment of the wicked. The judgment and justice take hold on thee, because there is wrath. Beware, lest he take thee away with his stroke. Then a great ransom cannot deliver thee. Will he esteem thy riches? No, not gold, nor all the forces of the strength, man. The Lord don't give a damn about your damn riches, man. Your riches ain't gonna do nothing for the Lord, right? When his wrath come down, it don't matter how much money you have. So how can it be that the Lord is dealing with you, or you blessed by the Lord? Well, when he sends his wrath on the earth, he ain't gonna give a damn about that. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 28. He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. I had to bring that out again, man. I had to, right? Let's get it's the classic. I think it's, bear with me. I can't believe it's a classic too, man. Let me get it. Let me see here. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let me pull this. This is a classic precept, but it's slipping my mind. Bear with me. Let me get it. Can't believe I this precept escaped me. That's it. Proverbs 11. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 4. Classic precept, man. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. So your riches don't profit you in a day of wrath. So how would you having money equate to the Lord blessing you when it's not even going to profit you in a day of wrath? All right? Think about that, man. It don't line up, right? Let's get another one. Let's go to let me see. Go to the book of Psalms 56. This is the book of Psalms chapter 52 and verse 7. And it says, I'm gonna read 6. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Talking about the wicked, the evildoers. Lo, this is the man that made not the Most High his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness, man. Right? So you can literally Con, I'm gonna get it right now, King. Right? You can literally, let me read this again. It says what? The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Talking about the evildoers, the wicked. Lo, this is the man that made not the Most High his strength. That's what you're going to say about these people. But trusted in the abundance of his riches, which a lot of people do, right? And strengthened himself in his wickedness, man. Making your band strong, man. Right? Let me read this for the brother. Right? This is the book of Sirach. I'm going to read 11, right? 18 and 19. It says what? There is that waxes rich by his weariness and pinching, and this is the portion of his reward. Whereas he saith, I have found rest, and now will eat continually of my goods, and yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others to die, which lines up with exactly what we read in the book of Ecclesiastes, man. Let me get that. Let me go back to Ecclesiastes because it's another verse in there that goes into that as well, man. Right? It's the book of Ecclesiastes. Let me see. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 10. And it says, and the brother Karatazar put up a precept up there. I'm gonna read that as well. It's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with the increase. This is also vanity. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them. And what good is there to the owners thereof, saving beholding of them with their eyes? The sleep of laboring men is sweet, whether he eat little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. There is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travail, and he begetteth a son, and there is nothing in his hand. Right? And that's plain, man. Right? Let me get this right here. The brother Karatazar put in there. Right? Zephaniah 1 and 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by fire and his jealousy, man. And that's plain upon tables as well. I really ain't got to break that down, man. That's plain upon table through the spirit, right? Let me get one more. It's what was it I wanted? Right. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 62 and verse 10. Trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them, man. Right. So if the Lord does give you money, if you are living and walking in righteousness and the Lord decides to give you money, right? Do not set your heart upon them, man. Right? Don't set your heart upon them. It's one more I wanted. I could think of it, but I can't remember the precept. Let me get it real quick. Right? Come on, that's it. Let's go back to Proverbs. Right? And Proverbs got a lot on this, man. A whole lot. Right? It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 23, right? In verse 5. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards heaven, man. So you over here chasing after riches, thinking that's the blessing from the Lord, and they can damn fly away with wings, man. They make themselves wings. Man, they can disappear, man. You can have it one day and the next day it's gone, right? So riches don't mean you are blessed by the Most High, right? And you probably should examine, man. What did you do to get these riches, right? How did I obtain these riches? You know, am I being righteous, right? Am I going off? Am I breaking the Shabbat, right? Am I damn exacting usury against my people, right? Because if that's the case, then they definitely didn't come from the Most High. You serving Satan, right? It's Job chapter 20 and verse. And this goes into the wicked. If anybody knows Job chapter 20, it goes into the wicked. I can read it from the top, right? It says, let me see where I want. Right, verse 5. It says that the triumphant of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So the context of this is the wicked. And it says what? Verse 15. He have swallowed down riches and he shall vomit them up again. the Most High shall cast them out of his belly, man. Right? So if you obtaining these things, right, in wickedness, which is how most people obtain riches in a wicked land, man, through wickedness, right? It's very hard to obtain riches in righteousness in a wicked land. Is there some people that's good with money? You know what I'm saying? Con, most definitely, right? But I promise you, even the majority of them, they have security in their riches instead of security in the Most High. So in short, the main point about this video is, right, don't be secure in riches and don't be insecure in your lack thereof, man. Because literally, we went through the precepts, man, right? And just because you don't have it, don't mean that the Lord is not still walking with you, man. Right? Let me get this. I'm gonna close out with one that I already read, and this is for everybody to hold on to, man. Hold this. Right? This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 21. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor, for thou hast much wealth if thou fear the Most High and depart from all sin and do that which is pleasing in his sight. Right? Remember that, man. Meditate on that. So with that, Lord willing, somebody was edified or will be edified in the coming days. Kwam Yashala. Shalom.